A quiet courtroom erupts with tension as Lawrence Bazil faces two new charges, violating a protective order and burglary of a home. Witnesses describe a violent scene, threats, fists, and a stolen phone. But just as the timeline is laid out, confusion strikes. Were there two crimes or just one?
You are Lawrence Bazil. Good morning, Mr. Bazil. So I see here you've picked up two new cases. You've picked up a violation of a protective order or bond condition. You've also picked up a burglar of a habitation. It's alleged that on November 26th of this year, you've picked up these cases. I have no idea what's happened with these cases. Your lawyer's here with you. She's on Zoom. Please don't say anything at this point. I just want to find out what's going on because I don't know. So we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
The witness stated on August 29th, 2024, he and his girlfriend, the complainant, were home when the defendant appeared at the front of the property and told the witness that he wanted to kill him or kick his ass.
Okay, hold on. You're going way too fast. So who's at the home?
So the witness and the complainant are dating.
Got it.
And the defendant appeared at the front of the complainant's house.
Okay.
Told the witness that he wanted to kill him or kick his ass. The
Okay.
defendant proceeded to walk towards the front door of the house and enter the home without consent. The defendant then grabbed some keys from inside the house. The witness ran outside of the home and the defendant chased after him. The defendant began to hit the witness several times with fists. The defendant then snatched the witness's cell phone and ran out of the house. Complaining witness has an active 5-year protective order against the defendant that was issued on 12/6/23.
So that 5-year protective order is against the witness.
The complainant. Yeah.
Okay, it's a
So the
complainant.
complainant is the girlfriend, and that's the VPO. And then there's also the BURGLARY, but I mean, it's the same complainant.
The complaint is my mother.
Stop. Don't, please.
Hold on, Mr. Bazil.
I mean, really, just now's not the time. There will be a time, now's not it. So what problem did you have with anything, Ms. Oko? Or did you have?
So, yes, Judge. So he was arrested on a VPO on the 30th. The
30th
complainant
of,
August. On the 30th of August for a VPO violation. So for them,
Okay.
for it's a bit, shall I say, unfair for him to be rearrested on a VPO for the day prior to the day he was arrested for the same VPO.
Well,
And he spent 2 weeks in
but
jail. on
no,
it.
but they're different, right? So read me if you don't mind, the VPO on 8/31.
Yes, Judge. So on 8/30, an officer was dispatched to a suspicious person call at the listed address in Harris County, Texas. The complaining witness had an active protective order stating the defendant could not be within 200 feet of her residence. On that day, defendant was walking on the sidewalk in front of her house, which is less than 50 feet away from the residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant had a picture of the defendant on the sidewalk across the street from her residence within the 50 feet. Listen to the protective order.
So, and that was on August 31st,
30th.
30th. This new case that we have here now, this is from November.
It was filed in November, but it occurred on the 29th. So it's just
Okay,
a late
hold on.
filing. That's kind of the confusion.
I see.
And on the 30th, Judge, the complainant actually went up to the
Okay,
police
so
station.
here's the, I don't understand what really, I mean, okay, so here's what it looks like. The first VPO that we have here was for the August 30th case. So what it essentially looks like is we have two VPOs happening one after one day and then another one happening the next day. But it looks like I don't understand why, but
Different filing officers. So, I mean, in the first VPO that he was convicted in, the officer filed it the day after. He filed it on the 31st. For some reason, they sat on it until 11/26.
hey, guys. Your camera. Yeah. So this new case happened 8/29 versus the one that he pled to in September happened on 8/30. So
He
this is
pled
like
to-
what she's saying, it's a late filing and it happened the day before that other VPO. You know what I mean?
So I'm reading the DIMS and it actually, so the mom went the next day to the police station to complain about yesterday. That's what I'm reading on the DIMS. She goes to the police station and she says, hey, he's been to my house. He went to my house yesterday and now he's on the crosswalk. So essentially they, on both of the DIMs, they're adding 2 of these days on the same thing, on the same DIM. So she's complaining 20th and the 30th.
We have a 911 call from the incident on the 30th, and it says the officers were dispatched to the house. So I don't believe it was a walk-in report.
I'm literally looking at it and it says that she came
Also-
to 1200. The complainant appeared at the Houston Police Department Family Violence Unit located at 1200 Travis, and she stated that her son stated the defendant was her son.
Yeah,
I'm reading it.
that's my mother.
Don't,
Mr.
please.
Bazil, hold
Have
on.
someone on your
That's for the
behalf.
most recent VPO. I'm talking about the original VPO. There's a 911 officers were dispatched. The one on the 30th.
That's what I'm saying. On August 30th, 2024, the complainant appeared at the HPD on 1200 Travis, and she complained about yesterday, the 29th event and the today event. I don't know if there's a today event, but
So, okay, it may be so, but they're 2 separate offenses, right? Maybe she's complaining about it at the time. She's complaining about 2 different things, right? Because they're happening in successive order. But I guess technically to the filing, and there's still 2 separate incidents that occur. Are you saying you're saying it should just be
So,
one VPO and not 2?
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Yes, she made a walk-in, officers were originally dispatched. She made a walk-in report. She told the officers that the defendant went over to her home wanting to fight her boyfriend. The complainant stated the defendant left when he found out her boyfriend was not home at the time. That's the VPO, or that's the violation that happened that he pled to, I believe. And then the defendant returned to the home to try to fight the boyfriend. That's when the BURGLARY and the second VPO happened. So these are 2 separate trips to the house. It's just the filing's messed up.
You need to talk to your lawyer and then she can.
no,
So-
I'll explain to you, Mr. Bezos. Don't worry about it. So essentially, there are 2 different days, even though they happened the one day after the other. She complained the second day about both of those incidences. That's when the officers went to the house to arrest Mr. Bazil, which I think is confusing because if she's complaining about him coming to the house the next day and they go and arrest him that same day, then it's essentially both VPOs should have been filed at that time. I
think I
Once
need to
again-
call the officer. I'm not prepared to make any, decisions on these cases
Why
right
don't
now.
we do this? Let's roll it to tomorrow. Are you okay with that?
Yes, Judge. I
This
mean,
gives-
Mr. Bazil, he's here on the BURGLARY anyway, which he has not made bond on, so he's still here.
Well, that's true. So you've got the open felony case regardless. So let's do this. We can roll you to tomorrow. This gives you the opportunity to speak with Ms. Oko. She can do the research she needs to do. It gives more time also to your lawyer to do any other research that she needs to do, and then we can get together tomorrow. And don't. I know you have to understand that anything you say, they're going to use it against you. I know that you're trying to help, and I've seen so many instances where someone tries and they think that they're helping themselves, and then they end up admitting something they shouldn't say, and it helps makes the case. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have you put you back and back. I'll have Ms. Oko reach out to you. You guys powwow. We'll bring you back tomorrow, and then we'll see what. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna have her call back over there right now, so you guys can talk. Okay? Yeah. I know that you're itching to talk to her, and we're gonna get you right now. 2 minutes. There will be. We will be. That's what we're here for. We're not here to play.
2 protective order violations emerge, filed just 1 day apart, yet the reports don't align. The complainant reported both at once, but police split them, leaving the timeline tangled. Now the court must decide, mistake in filing or 2 separate crimes that could seal Bazil's fate.
Good morning, Mr. Colegio. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail, credit for the 12 days that you've done. You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. What happens next time?
I won't be here next time, sir.
I had one strand of hair every time someone told me that right there, I would look like you with hair. Really. If I had one strand. You need to understand that both of these are going to go on your record. They'll be there forever. Even if you have a sip of alcohol, if you get pulled over, an officer's going to see DWI, 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 they're going to probably take you right in. From now on, you're facing a 3rd-degree felony, 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So I wouldn't get in the car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because if you thought this was bad, wait till you get to felony court. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it goes on your record. You can never take it off. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
It's alleged that you had an open container. Is that true or untrue? Did you have an open container of alcohol in the car?
Yeah.
I did discuss that.
I'm going to abandon the second enhancement, but that's an enhancement that makes it a minimum of 5 days in jail to the case, which you've already satisfied it, obviously.
Okay.
But it's still an enhancement that they have on there. They actually have 2 enhancements. Your second enhancement is one that you had. Actually, there's 3 enhancements, actually. So it's also alleged here that you had a prior DWI in County Court 5 in Montgomery County. Is that true or untrue? It's also alleged here that you had a 0.15 or above. Is that true?
I would, due to the actual results, I would ask them to abandon that one.
Okay, I'll abandon that one. I got to look to see because that one might make it 90 days though.
The NCFC code has to change. Because it's a DWI second with the 0.15.
It's a second.
With a 15,
Okay,
so we need to, so
because it is a 0.14 and a 0.15, so I would.
do you know what the new NCSC code
It
is?
will be just a DWI second, right?
Yeah. I don't do you guys have the NCSC code for just a DWI second?
I think it should be the 14.
I don't know. I want you to understand that there's another big thing about this, Mr. Colegio, that DWIs are big business in Harris County. You know, this right here, there is a $6,000 surcharge that goes on you because this is a second offense, plus court costs of around $500. So because you're in custody now, I'm going to end up waiving it because you're in custody now. But the more DWIs you pick up, the worse life gets. And it's so easy. All you have to do is hit one button on your phone, $40, and Uber will take you wherever you want to go, man. Don't get into a car again if you've had alcohol, because it's not going to end up well. Did you find a chance?
Yeah, yes, Judge. I think the paperwork may have to be refiled. I'm not entirely sure. But she's gonna work on it.
Are you okay with abandoning the 15 enhancement?
Last name again?
Colegio, COLL.
EGL.
So that would do. And what's the logic behind that?
Well, one of my fear was that it would make the minimum higher, but
That's what my understanding was. I didn't know that. That's scary. That's why I kept it, and it's minimum was 3. 30 is fine.
Okay, so I just say,
You would? Yeah.
okay,
Your breath.
okay, yes, sir. Gotcha.
So we can continue with the plea as written.
Okay, so is it true that you had an open container? Did you have an open container?
Yes.
No, you were there.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it true that you had that prior to the BI?
Yes, sir.
And it's also true that you had a 0.15 or above?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know how to act. You know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Just be good in the future. We're not asking much, you know? We want our streets safe. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
Find you guilty, I will follow the agreements for cost. So I'm going to waive the DPS fees. I still need that order, please.
Yes, we'll do it.
And then I am going to suspend your license for a year. Do not drive. It's a DWI. It's a second DWI. You're
Okay,
pleading
yes, fine.
guilty.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That, look,
Fine, thank you.
you're going to get out of jail.
Can I get an ID, like a regular ID to start working?
Well, of course you can.
Okay, I'm just asking. That was the reason I turned myself in.
Glad that you did.
Thank you.
You're getting out of here probably today. When you get out, don't start driving.
Yes, sir.
Call DPS. They can tell you how to get your license back. And then when you do things the right way, good things happen. If you go out there and you start driving, even though you got to work,
Yes, sir.
Murphy's Law, what can happen will happen. You're probably going to end up getting pulled over and you're going to be right back over here.
Sure.
So do things the right way. Good things happen. All right. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you.
The courtroom grows tense as Lawrence Bazil appears before the judge, his attorney connected over Zoom. He isn't there for one case, but two: violation of a protective order and burglary of habitation. At first, the charges seem straightforward, but soon testimony begins to blur the line between days, leaving the court grasping at clarity. Prosecutors recount the August 29th incident. Bazil allegedly stormed into the home of his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. There were threats of violence, an unwanted entry, a frantic chase outside, and even stolen property. The protective order, a 5-year mandate, should have kept him far away. Yet Bazil showed up at the doorstep, fists flying, phone in hand. The judge, unwilling to rush, interrupts for details. Who lived in the home? What exactly happened inside? Piece by piece, the chaotic confrontation becomes clearer. But then comes the twist. This wasn't the only violation. The very next day, August 30th, officers again encountered Bazil. This time, he was caught walking on the sidewalk directly across from the complainant's house, well inside the 200-foot restriction. A photograph placed him at less than 50 feet away. 2 separate violations, 2 days, 2 charges. But here the story begins to unravel. One charge appeared quickly in the system, the other not until months later in November. Why the delay? The complainant had gone to police on the 30th and reported both incidents together. Officers separated them into two different filings. What seemed like one continuous sequence had fractured into a confusing double case. Bazil's attorney pushes back. Isn't it unfair, she argues, for her client to face multiple arrests for events reported at the same time? The judge acknowledges the confusion but stands firm. Legally, these are separate incidents. Yet even she admits the filings were mishandled. With more questions and answers, she decides to postpone, giving both sides time to review before the next day's hearing. But the courtroom drama doesn't end there. Another defendant, this time for a second DWI, steps forward. His story carries less mystery, but no less weight. The judge warns him that a third offense could bring prison time. His record will never disappear. Even a sip of alcohol could trigger disaster. His license suspended, he leaves with freedom, but also with a haunting warning. One mistake, and the law will come down harder than ever. By day's end, the courtroom falls quiet, but the echoes remain. Bazil's fate is left hanging, trapped between conflicting timelines and delayed filings. The DWI offender walks free, carrying the burden of his own choices. Two men, two paths, both standing on the edge of consequences that will shape the rest of their lives. In the shadow of justice, one truth remains. Choices made in moments of anger or weakness can echo far longer than anyone expects.